Am I the asshole? For telling my brother he can't be my best man in my wedding if he doesn't trim his beard. My brother has a long unruly beard, picture Duck Dynasty but more unkept. Myself and fiancé don't think it's appropriate for him to just leave it like that on the wedding day. However, when asked in a normal, respectful manner if he would mind trimming it down cleanly shortly before the wedding, he refused. I told him that it seemed like a light request and if he didn't trim it he couldn't be my best man on the stage with us, which he said is fine with him. Am I the asshole? Info: what am I missing? I'm not seeing the ongoing conflict here. You asked, he didn't want to, he's fine with being left out. Are you assuming that his fine with me is disingenuous, or are you planning to keep pushing? Info: what do you mean by trim the beard? Straighten 1/4 of hairs on the bottom? Clip long stragglers? Or cut it back to his chin? But if there is one, it would be you. He has his look, that he doesn't want to change, which is fine. You have a certain aesthetic you are looking for at the wedding, which is fine. You have chosen the aesthetic over having your brother as best man. This is mostly fine. If everyone accepts everything, then everything is fine. If you push, demanding he change, then it could tip to you being the problem, but if you just accept that this is how it is, no problems. Read the responses to questions, and they have tipped this firmly to you're the asshole. You're the asshole. You asked your brother if he could trim his beard for your wedding, he declined. You then made him understand that it wasn't really a request and gave him a choice, he chose. For some reason, you are here now asking strangers on the internet for a new strategy to get what you want and wonder if that makes you TA. It does. You guys implementing a hair code at your wedding, or is it targeted to just your brother? So you are picking your best man based on the looks and not the strength of your relationship or the impact he has had in your life? I can totally see why he would be fine with it. Info: what if he tied it or styled it? I have long hair and a beard, and they can be a bit much. For weddings and events, I tie up or braid it. Would this be an option? I turn down job offers when the place has a clean-shaven rule. If anyone asked me to trim my beard to be in a wedding party, I would say no. If they pushed, as you pushed, I would offer to remove myself from the wedding party and let them know they get me as I am, or I can be a regular guest. I generally don't believe in asking someone to make changes to their appearance for almost any reason. Trimming a big beard may take years to get it back to where it was. You're the asshole. If he doesn't want to trim it and he's fine not being best man, then it seems like your problem is solved. You're the asshole. If you want your brother in the wedding party, ask him to be in the wedding party. But you don't get to tell him to trim his beard for your special 30-minute ceremony any more than he gets to arbitrarily tell you both to shave your heads because he doesn't like your hairstyles. You're the asshole. Are his eyes the right color? Generally speaking, when people ask other people to be in a wedding, it's because they love them, not because they fit some narrow-minded aesthetic. You're the asshole. It is his face, his decision. If you want him as part of your wedding, it should be because you love him and want to share the moment with him, not make it about changing his looks. I get the asking for a specific color of suit or tie, but trying to change someone's looks for your day is crazy. Would you cut your hair short for his wedding? You're the asshole. Your wedding aesthetics are more important than having your brother by your side on your wedding day? You're the asshole. So tired of people saying the brother sucks for not trimming his beard for the sake of his brother, like bodily autonomy somehow is less important than having beautiful wedding pictures. Having the people you love by your side should be more important than the pictures. Period. Based on your other responses, you're the asshole. You don't like your brother's beard, fine. That's your personal opinion. Asking him to hack it off, or you're going to exclude him from the wedding. What a stupid hill to ruin your relationship with him on. Please cut the beard you've probably spent years growing because we don't like how you look. You're the asshole. Also, what's inappropriate about it? Does he keep joints in it? tickle strangers with it? You're the asshole. Do you want your brother as your best man, or do you want a prop? You're the asshole. Why not offer to take your brother to the barber and get it cleaned and styled? A barber would be able to give your brother suggestions and oils to help his beard look healthy and great for the wedding. Girls get their hair done, why can't he? You're the asshole. You're the asshole. You asked him and gave him an ultimatum. He said no and he was fine not being the best man. Problem solved. You were hoping to manipulate him by giving an ultimatum and it didn't work. You'll continue to be TA if you continue to push it. He said no and it's his body. You're the asshole. Your wedding is about a celebration of love and marriage, surrounded by family. The lasting images from this wedding have a near 0% impact on the success and happiness of your marriage. In 10 years, will you be more excited to see the 5 photos with a neatly trimmed beard, or have a loving, respectful relationship with your brother that is untainted by your vanity? Nah, your wedding, your rules of course, but it's an invitation and not a subpoena, so he's free to decline. Asking him to trim clean is too much, making it look tidy would be less and is the right thing for him to do if he's in the wedding party, but his definition of tidy and yours probably vary, so best to just let him be a guest. How is there even a conflict? You already came to a compromise. You don't get to demand that anyone change their physical appearance, doesn't matter the circumstances. Are you going to demand the bridesmaids dye their hair? Seems like a petty hill to die on. You're the asshole. Instead of pushing for him to cut it down, you should have asked for it to be cleaned and styled, think oil and braiding, and he'd have likely been more receptive to it. You're the asshole. I think a more appropriate ask would be for him to wash and style it. I'm kind of thinking of what's an appropriate ask for bridesmaids' hair. It's fair to ask them to do an updo or waves or something, unless that requires altering their hair in some way, but asking them to cut it isn't appropriate. Although to be honest, I usually cut my own hair and don't care how it looks, but for my brothers and sisters' weddings, I absolutely got an actual haircut done. Didn't change how it looks at all, just evened it out. I guess it maybe could have been okay to ask him to slightly trim the very loose ends, if that's something he ever does. You're the asshole. We have the people we love at our wedding, to celebrate love, not for photos. Are you sure you are getting married for the right reasons? You're the asshole. It's just as bad as brides asking their bridesmaids to alter their hair color. You're the asshole. Shouldn't the best man be someone you actually care about? Edit. You don't want him groomed, you want him changed, and you're being an ass to him about who he is. You don't get to make him want to be your best man and change his appearance, and if he's cool with not doing it, just pick someone else. This is akin to asking people to lose weight, cut color their hair, cover tattoos or scars in order to be in the wedding party. None of that is okay, ever. You're the asshole. Trimming up loose scragglers. Fine. You want him to cut off over half his length. You can't ask that. So if you really want to torpedo your relationship with your brother over a beard, then that says more about you than anything. Nata, he can attend, just not be in the wedding party. Trimming a beard is not the same thing as asking him to cut his beard that you yourself say is at his belly button up to his chest. Are you for real? You're deliberately presenting this like it's a reasonable request when it's not. If it's that long, it clearly means something to him and he's clearly taking care of it. You're the asshole. At least be honest in your post instead of making the real context only findable if people go through and find your nested comments. You're the asshole. You asked your brother if he could trim his beard for your wedding, he declined. You then made him understand that it wasn't really a request and gave him a choice. He chose. For some reason, you are here now asking strangers on the internet for a new strategy to get what you want and wonder if that makes you TA. It does. You guys implementing a hair code at your wedding, or is it targeted to just your brother?